solid research to do segmentation. It might take you guys 4 days. But just do it, because if you get it right, then you're fine. Also, the economic drivers, now with the GFC, a lot of these guys aren't paying very much, or they may not want to donate. You just need to find all this out. Okay, name of the program. New generation of demands. You've got your best marketing tactics. They're competitive. Okay, new generation of demands. Exactly that. So what are the best marketing tactics that are out there? And that actually gives what's their competitive advantage. So go to some of the biggest ones that are really fabulous at it. So look up charity. I just had a quick look and I found 3,000 articles on it. Charities and marketing strategy, charities and competitive advantage. You guys know how to use the uni databases? Okay, I'm going to show you ProQuest, I'm going to show you EBSCO, and I'm going to show you a couple of others. They're fantastic. Once you get through those, then we can get through more. Okay, guys, at the moment, you're not addressing the question or the brief. The information is nice to know, but would give you no marks. Go back and look at the project brief and get going. So, again, that's the project brief. Okay, Twilight Hunt affection. Okay, so in Vietnam, or is it in Ho Chi Minh City? Like, where is it? I know this was a proposal, but it just gives me a little bit of an idea. Or I'm writing it here because you actually don't have very much here. Now, all of this section, donations, the givers, more women give it. This is like, so what? It does not split up. This does not tell me, this information, where I can go to these people and how I can go to them with my marketing strategy so that they will give me money. That's the only reason you segment. I want to know why they buy, how they buy, what drives them to buy, so that I can structure my marketing strategy exactly to those points. Okay, it's the only reason you do it. None of this is irrelevant whatsoever. Okay, causes, broken family mindset and economic growth, migration. You just put these in appendices. It actually doesn't mean anything. Factors that impede the child's investment in the future. This is kind of, nice why the kids go into the charity, but what you guys are doing is a marketing strategy and analysis of one charity in Vietnam, and to do that you need to go back again. It's an industry overview. Economic environment. This actually doesn't give me anything. And this is, I'll be careful. The older generation give because X. The next generation, Y, and Gen X's, their giving characteristics are, don't assume that as they age they'll give as well. Do they have the same social conscience as the boomers and the builders? And this all needs to be referenced. So there was actually very little at the moment you can work with. You guys need to go back, stick all of this in the appendices if you really like it. And if you don't. Technology is only fantastic. Technology is only fantastic and really relevant if the other ones are using the web as a tool to actually communicate, or as a tool for to give them competitive advantage. Their business model, charities, are going to be very different to a business per se that makes something. So you can use, I want you to use a model only because it gives you a tool to start pulling things together. What it also does is allows you guys to start seeing the difference, or start seeing how you take theory and translate it into practical. That is the one thing that corporates need, and that's the one thing that you guys don't know how to do as a generation at university, because a lot of tutors aren't teaching you. That's the thing you're going to walk away from my subject with if you decide. I mean, you may not. A lot of my students have walked away and gone, thank you, because I now can actually see how you can translate theory into practice. Look at the Porter's value chain. If you like it, fantastic. If you don't and it doesn't work, I really love this one. Business model generation. You just buy it in Dimix. It's been crowdsourced, so 470 practitioners over 45 countries. What I love about it is it breaks down a business. So what are the key activities? What are the key partnerships, the key resources, the cost structures? What's the customer relationships? What about the customer segments? What's their value proposition? Each charity has a different value proposition, right? What are the channels that they go to market with? What's their revenue stream? What this book does is it actually starts to break it all down, and then starts to use like unbundling the patterns. So how do you actually work out what's your best way? When you can unbundle a business model and actually have a look at how it works, and if you take this section and make it better and stronger, then that gives you such a competitive advantage. That's what's going to get you guys the marks. When you analyse it so well, you break down the marketplace and go, hang on a minute, these are all the different factors affecting charities and donations. These guys are doing it really well. They're doing this and this and this, and that might be your competitor analysis. Your competitors aren't other programs in Vietnam. Your competitors are every other charity in Australia that is hounding every person for money. We are not a society that gives. We are generally not a very generous society. We stick our aged in old age homes. We spend and we are credit cards. Everything is about the me generation and me. So knowing that, how do you guys get them to spend their money with you? Okay? So I love that book. Have a look at it if you like it. Now, let's go to the uni websites. Any questions?
That's all good so far.
Okay. Find databases. So you go library home. You know how to get to the library. Let's go back to the main. My UTS for students, go library. Find databases. Okay, you want business databases. I normally go all, and there's 73 found. One of my favourites is ABI Inform, Global ProQuest. So that just takes you on to one site. Okay, let's just go in there. So you go straight through. The problem is this says searching one database. One database is not going to be enough. So you go through searching all databases, and now you're on to 33. Okay, advanced. I would go advanced search. And then what did I recommend? Charity and marketing strategy. Or charities, and let's do competitive. $28,000. Now, the other part of it is corporate social responsibility is one of them. This breaks it down into thesis, newspaper articles, scholarly journals. Now, this is actually charities or competitive advantage. So competitor analysis practices of British charities. Fantastic. Okay, so then what you're doing, bearing in mind that's 2003, that's 7, 8, 9 years ago. Be careful. Have a look at that, but some of their tactics may not be relevant. You then have to decide, is it relevant or not? The way to start going down there is, look at this. See how this goes from 1864 to 2003. So you can actually pull that to articles from 2000. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Consumers and leaders' perspective, corporate social responsibility as a source of a firm's competitive advantage. So this now gives us 23,000 articles, all broken down, and that's from 2000. You can even split that down to, 2000 and, 2000, let's see what 2007 says. Have a look at because once you have a look at 8 or 10 articles, you'll start to get to see that the information's kind of the same. So it's good. This is from 2007. Ethical issues as a competitive advantage. Well, don't worry about that. For bank management. Now that may be interesting because one of your markets may be corporates. So that's how you segment it. But you actually have a look there at Oxfam, have a look at other charities, have a look at consumers like it when their purchase help charities. Retailers could see a benefit too. That may be interesting because if that's kind of a cultural driver because we're spending so much, then and retailers are looking a way to differentiate themselves, maybe this, do you know what I mean? But you have to really link it. So this is just showing you how to use it. Have a look at charities. Let's just see what charities says. Delete. 395. Catholic Charities US allocate more than 22 million. Catholic Charities, now that's all news feeds. Bringing back the province, creating a federation, Canadian Charities, no. Financial reporting by New Zealand Charities, finding a new way forward. See, there's lots around charities. Charities start to grade themselves in bid to boost image. Groups create monitoring program and grant seals of approval. Charities, budget 2004, charities ever so quietly taking stage. This is going to give you everything. Fabulous articles. All right, and you just keep going and keep looking. Any questions?
No, it's fantastic.
Okay, so go back and fix it, and then I'm happy to go through this again with you guys, but you've got a lot of work to do, and you are no different to any other group. Okay, that's it.